People of Jamaica, I am very disgusted of Clff USE. I am very disgusted of Clff USE. I am so pissed off about the speech that Clff USE did this morning on the start of his show this morning. I would call it his preamble, and it pissed me off because Clff USE were chatting nothing but rubbish about the opposition leader, Mark Golding. But first, Clff USE mentioned that the Dan Anderson poll was commissioned by RJR, and he's saying that RJR, Radio Jamaica, is the group alongside Gleaner. They commission. He used the word commission, and he was saying that the word commission means that the media groups, RJR and Gleaner, pay for it just because it is said that it is commissioned for Clff USE, but in his spewing of nothing but rubbish and shit, you would hear it. But first, listen to the meaning of the word commission. Listen.
Ascending or mission, to do or accomplish something. Commission. Noun. An official charge or authority to do something, often used of military officers. David received his commission after graduating from West Point.
Today we are beat and teach
Commission.
Clff USE, you know.
Noun.
Because Clff USE
The
are
thing
behave
to be
like
done
say,
as agent for
his
another.
journalism
I have 3
is of the
commissions for the
utmost
city.
highest. So Clff USE, listen.
Commission. Noun. A body or group of people, officially tasked with carrying out a particular function.
Officially
The
tasked.
European Commission,
Don't
the Electoral
Clff
Commission,
USE.
the Federal
Officially
Communications Commission.
tasked. Officially tasked.
Noun. A fee charged by an agent or broker for carrying out a transaction.
So
A reseller's commission.
that is just
Noun.
what I'm trying to make Clff USE know. So listen to the rubbish being spewed by Clff USE about Jamaica next Prime Minister in waiting. Listen. Clff USE attack one bag of dodo. One bag of dodo. Clff USE.
What we heard out of Connecticut in the United States on the weekend from our opposition leader, Mark Golding. I gather Mr. Golding is leading a team in the United States to make his case to be the next Prime Minister of
People,
Jamaica.
listen to these
And
rubbish.
also to take care of the important business of raising funds to run an election campaign in Jamaica is a very expensive venture.
People, I want to listen me now. Me say me I go rip up Clff USE. When Clff USE hear this, him a go hold him a go put him on under him chin and say, oh this Clff USE, me a go rub you out. Cause you going like say, you is the epitaph of journalism. He is nothing but a footstool in journalism and a traitor to the People's National Party. Listen him.
Costing hundreds of millions of dollars. And that time is here when you have to have several things lined up to fight a general election in Jamaica. A general election that is going to be intensely fought. It is going to be extremely competitive. The stakes are high, certainly where Mr. Golding is concerned. If he doesn't cross the line in front of Andrew Holness, his time as leader of the PNP is done.
Clff USE, that is rubbish. That is uttermost rubbish. Right now, everybody is behind Mark Golding. You see, everything of the past is put behind the People's National Party of Mark Golding as the ultimate leader. And who they know for contest Mark Golding now? Who? You can't tell me say the Damian Crawford, and you can't tell me say the Lisa Anna. You can't call no name. You can't call no name. So, Clff USE, you must tell the nation say Andrew Holness is under immense pressure because right now, Christopher Tufton and Film Syndicate just a wait for kick Andrew Holness foot. You know that too. Clff USE. You know that too. Because you know say, if right now there was a selection for the leader in the last conference, Andrew Holness would be in a deep dodo. Listen.
Only winning will be good enough for him. No prizes for running second. But outside of that, election campaigns, especially the longer they go on for, pose several risks for the contestants, in particular the leadership, because in campaigns you're tested in many ways. How you communicate, the message, the timing is very, very important in politics. And you're tested in terms of your ability to organize, how to think on your feet. Yes? When to defend and when to go on the offensive. And some of that you don't learn in school. It's your natural ability and instincts as a leader to quickly read the room or the crowd or the environment or the space and respond in a way that is convincing and disciplined, staying true to your campaign theme.
Look at Clff USE. I try to teach Mark Golding how to campaign. Clff USE, you should be there telling Andrew Holness and his 49 crooks in Garden House to control their sticky fingers. That is what you should do. Tell Andrew Holness and him 49 crooks in Garden House say they must learn for when time them a angle Jamaican people affairs. They must have respect and fiscal discipline and don't be like the people them who feel say every dollar belong to them. That is what you should be saying to Andrew Holness and his 49 crooks.
A message. Also, bearing in mind that you are the chief marketing officer of your political party, your brand, and that you have to not only preserve and keep the shine on the brand, but also motivate
PMP a
your
shine.
supporters,
PMP
your
a shine,
workers,
Clff USE.
yes, your
PMP a
organizers.
shine.
That is the job of the
PMP a
leader.
shine.
You have to get it all together. And when I heard Mr. Golding's comments coming out of Connecticut on Saturday afternoon, I was in a state of surprise, then a little shocking, and then I said, no, let me play back this again. And I listened to it since Saturday about 10 times because I wanted to make sure that I was not misinterpreting the man.
You hear what you say? You listen it 10 times. That for sure you say he's a dunce journalist. Because if you listen a opposition party leader attack to some investor in a foreign country, what you expect the man to say? You expect him to talk any good about the incumbent? Eh? You expect him to talk anything good about the incumbent? Ah, boy.
But I'm now convinced, one, Mark Golding is a man now very worried, and he betrayed that. Since the poll results, I've been hearing the whispers that internally, some people are almost in a state of panic, others depression, and the range of emotions stretch from gloom, glum, panic, and a few others trying to say, what can we do to salvage him? And the pressure is reaching Mark Golding.
Boy, may I tell you, Clff USE, he's a very disingenuous person. He's a very lying person. He's so deep into labor right gut. He's gutted into the labor rights. That's all the truth. You can't talk. How comes Clff USE? Mark Golding is the opposition. Your leader Andrew Holness is the incumbent. Your leader Andrew Holness is the one where you should have said a threat. Because look here, if from the first of the year Mark Golding a lead Andrew Holness coming from January comfortable. And the pollster, and I notice, you're not mentioning the blue dot poll where you and your friend them pay for. I'm not going to use no word about commission. You and your friend them pay for the blue dot poll. Oh no, pay for the blue dot poll. Me not use the word commission because I am well learned. But you must still remember that Andrew Holness is the one that is still worrying that is less than 6 months to the election. And I want to tell you, him going to come under immense pressure. So maybe the election can be all next month. That if your friend, your party leader Andrew Holness are going to hinder it because him got to go. Him got to go.
And he was buckling under the pressure when he spoke
Buckling
in Connecticut to his supporters on Saturday evening. And I'm going to play for you the clips because I think I've been covering, watching politics for the better part of 30 odd years in Jamaica, nearly 40 now. And I've never heard a party political leader going into the intense phase of a campaign virtually came close to conceding defeat. Golding came close to conceding. It was just astonishing. How do you commend your opponents for being very difficult to beat? Their communications is strong, powerful, as if to say, help, we need the help. These guys have us on the run. I said, what the hell? What the hell?
Clff USE is a lame story, have. A lame story. Nobody now listen to that Clff USE. Nobody now listen that illustration where you make. Nobody now listen it. Because I must remind you that your leader, your friend, Andrew Holness, is the incumbent and him there in office for 9 years. So Mark Golding must have fret and him there in front. If even Mark Golding did have even 1 point lead, Mark Golding would still be the person feeling better because Mark Golding is in opposition. Clff USE, what you talk about?
What do you tell the comrades who are mobilizing? I saw a meeting last night in Portmore dealing with the issue of the controversy of making Portmore the 15th parish. And those comrades in that room were trying to be upbeat to take it to the labor rights them. And then this morning they would hear their leader saying, boy, it's rough, you know. It's rough. I don't...
Clff USE, Clff USE, Clff USE, Clff USE. We know say Andrew Holness name Eli. We know say Andrew Holness name Eli. But right now, it seems like we have to name you Eli too. Your name now, Clff USE, is Eli too. Not Clff USE. Eli too. Because it's pure lie tell. So Andrew Holness is Eli. And you, Clff USE, is Eli too.
Mark Golding is a political... Let me be kind.
Watch your mouth.
He doesn't have good political instincts. He doesn't have the mettle for leadership, political leadership.
I notice say, them send you to there. Them send you to there. Them find out say the APCA can't manage. Them find out say the bulldog Marlon Morgan can't manage. Them find out say Deadman Mackenzie can't manage. And them find out say Juliet Flintstone can't manage. And them also find out say the shovel mouth shark, the land of Right can't manage. So them send you now. Them send you now, Clff USE. You are defend your party, we give you radio station, but you hear me? Bad good. Me I tell you say for bad good. Bad good. Me I ask you for bad good.
And you know, there are some people in politics, they have leadership thrusted upon them. But they're very good lieutenants, not the number one. They should not lead. What they would do very well is to being the number two, the number three.
Afraid of Mark Golden,
They can give good support.
Afraid of Mark Golden, man. Mark Golden clean like a whistle. Mark Golden is like an angel in white, sent from heaven. Mark Golden, uno not have nothing upon him. The only thing uno can say about Marky and Marky British, that's all uno can say. So Mark Golden no born here, Mark Golden no born here. But the man have him birth certificate, and pan it say land of my birth, Jamaica. So what una can do? A that a kill you no. A that a kill you no. Mark Golden now sticky finger. Mark Golden come in a politics with the money. Mark Golden now have 28 bank account. Mark Golden have no nickname. We name Dr. 28. A that a kill you know. That a kill you know. And you see, you Clff USE, you got to be careful. You got to be careful because you have a thing named after the storm, there must be a calm. And at the end of the day, you're a journalist where people admire and we need to see nationwide still on the airwave.
Golding is one of those who is not demonstrating that he has the mettle, the experience, the ability, and the instincts to lead the People's National Party, especially in this era where you have a government going into a general election with so many accomplishments under its belt and so much resources as a government. It controls, like all prime ministers and governments do, the electoral timetable. Yeah? And can time.
Clff USE, I want you to name out 2 accomplishments with this Andrew Holness government as under its belt so far. Name them now. Name them. All Andrew Holness do is just put together some acronyms like Sparks and Barks and Marks and Darks. That's all him do. Put together some acronym. You talk pure, listen where you talk, Clff USE. A pure fart you talk.
What it does, when it does it, and how it does it, the initiatives. And I heard Mr. Golding lamenting that. But if he had prepared himself for political office, he has a whole lot of examples on which to draw. I, for example, quite recall December 1983, Eddie Siaga, who was already struggling 3 years after winning power in October 1980, seizing up an opportunity.
Just like Andrew Holness. Just like Andrew Holness. You see the election, yeah? You see that time, yeah? It a go mirror the same era there. You see the 1980 to 89 era, it a go mirror the same era, yeah. Like this 2020 era or the 2016 era to the 2025 era. It gonna be like a mirror. Exactly. It a go mirror that era. I'm glad you take it up.
A gift
I'm glad
presented
you
to him
mentioned
by the
it.
late Dr. Paul Robertson and called a snap election in December 1983, breaking a promise that the next elections in Jamaica would be called on a new voters list. And Michael Manley said no, he's not going to be contesting the elections on the flawed list. He came under sustained pressure in the PNP to contest because the comrades felt that we could have defeated Siaga by December 1983. I was in the room at NWU headquarters when that decision was made. People like Hughes.
So everybody now I find out say he's a turn back. He's a turn back. He's a turn back. He's a switcher. You is a switcher. You is a switcher. You is a turn coat. You is a turn back. You is a turncoat. You is a switcher. Them can't trust you. You can't be trusted, Clff USE. You can't be trusted. You is a sweetie, man. You love sweetie. You know, like, oh, yeah, get the whole heap of tax exemption. Yes.
All said contest. And Michael said no. And he came under sustained pressure. And he held his ground. But you know what happened after? A one-party parliament. Siaga controlled every seat in the parliament. And between 1983 and February 1989, that opposition without a seat in the parliament was probably one of the most effective this country has had since then. The difference was leadership. Leadership. Mark Golding is not in that league. So Mr. Golding's faux pas, blunder, boo-boo, speaking to comrades in Connecticut on Saturday, betrays the difficulty that he finds himself in and the opposition party on the brink of a crucial general election. Mr. Golding, in speaking to the comrades, admitted that he and the PNP will have a very tough time dislodging the GLP from government. Yeah? And I want you to remember that, especially in light of the comments you'll hear him say about the polls, commission.
Clff Hughes, any Jamaican who feels say it have a hard to take out Andrew Holness out of government, them woulda think the right way. It not go easy to take out a man like Andrew Holness, you know, because Clff Hughes, if Andrew Holness can have a radio station like you, right? Andrew Holness have a radio station for himself, where him have a man like you with him work at them, where I try for put a different happening in the people of Jamaica ears. Because every day you and your workers them come and try to spin everything the Andrew Holness JLP way. That is one, you know. Two, Andrew Holness control the judiciary system. He make sure pay every judge, almost every judge depend Andrew Holness pay list, you know. Me not go say him control the police, you know, but at least at them have the portfolio Ministry of Security, and Andrew is the Minister of Defense. Them control justice, plus the PSOJ, the private sector of Jamaica, is right behind Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness try to tell all the people them at the Bank of Jamaica, the PIOJ, all of the critical agency them, to spin the narrative to the GLP way. So Clff Hughes, it a go hard, as Mark Golding say, to get out Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness dig out himself. You know, one time when we are boy and we have something what we call nanny buck we digging a dirt, or like the land crab them we digging at them hole, and you have to use cutlass and dig them out. Like when mongoose go in at them hole, I have to light smoke to smoke them out. And so we have to go deal with Andrew Holness. And I like when in a Michael Manley and Sierra time, when it was just one thing, political riot and violence. That was the only thing. But now it's about corruption from all sectors of the society. Andrew Holness is nothing but corruption. So that is where Mark Golding talk about corruption to the highest form.
And by the RJR Gleaner Group, the polls, the Don Anderson poll, was commissioned by the RJR Gleaner Group. Listen to Mark Golding.
We have a very difficult task ahead of us. Yeah. But if Jamaica doesn't get a change of government now, I don't know what kind of state we're going to be, because we have a corrupt government and a power-hungry government, and they're supported by the elite. And the media is bought out by them too. So it's not an easy road to trod the road that we are treading.
Clff USE and him
It's not
government,
going to be
power
easy to get them
junk.
out. Because,
You,
you know,
Clff USE.
You hear that?
You, Clff USE.
It's not going
Dr.
to be
Lie
easy to
too.
get them out.
Dr. Lie too.
The media.
We have to go smoking out.
Meaning,
We have to go digging
all
out
our
a government like how we dig out
are
crab
bought
out a hole.
by the Jamaica Labour Party. What's the evidence for that, Mr. Golding? Yeah? I know, cost me every day, but surely that's not, we do not constitute the media in Jamaica.
Clff, everybody knows.
You all say we only have 2%, 3%, 4%.
Your station is
surely
different
not
from
us.
every station.
Powerful? You said powerful? And the RJR Gleaner Group is chaired by a man who publicly endorsed you.
Don't call RJR name. Don't call RJR name. I hope so when the lawsuit come to you, you're not ball,
You for leadership of the PNP. So are you saying that he has sold out to the opposition as well?
Clff USE declare media war. Clff USE. Clff USE the 3rd of March 2020. I declare media war pan RJR. Yes, you hear it for yourself. Clff USE I declare media war pan the radio station them in a Jamaica, especially RJR. Today, the 3rd of March 2020, listen Clff USE. I call up RJR name pan in him dirty mouth, in him nasty, narcissistic argument.
Most powerful media group in Jamaica, the RJR Gleaner Group, they have bought them out as well. They have bought out the Observer. They have bought out so many, the what? There are 20 odd radio stations in Jamaica. Yeah?
You should
All
have
bought
choked.
out. Play it again from the top.
Very government now. I don't know what kind of state we're going to be, because we have a corrupt government and a power-hungry government, and they're supported by the elite, and the media is bought out by them too. So it's not an easy road to trod the road that we are treading, comrades. It is not going to be easy to get them out. Because the news, the things that we put out don't get covered. Even today, there's a poll being run right now. I think it was paid for by some business people, a Don Anderson poll.
Stop. The things we put out don't get covered. That is blatantly false. That is false. I know we speak for Nationwide, and I challenge Mr. Golding and his comms team to do a content analysis of our news output content. And by that metric, that's false. You're not covered by the Gleaner, Mr. Golding? You're not covered by the RJR group?
You hear him?
Mr. Golding?
You hear him?
You're not covered by the Observer?
You hear him?
Blatantly false. take it again from the top.
We have a very difficult task ahead of us, but if Jamaica doesn't get...
You see you, Clff USE, he's a devil in disguise. You know, say, you personally, Mark Golden attack, you Clff USE, especially you and your media group, especially you. Look how you are rant now. Look how you are rant. All because of the kickback where you are get. All because of the kickback in a tax where you are get from this government here. You are campaign for the no government. And you try make it look like say Mark Golden attack a all media thing. And you the man attack. You. And we are make it clear say a nationwide Mark Golden attack. We not put we mouth on the ground. We attack you Clff USE. You are nationwide. Mark Golden attack but Gleaner. Mark Golden not talk about Observer. Mark Golden not talk about TVJ and CVM. Mark Golden not talk about you. You is one of the only radio station where it seems like you are on TV too. Because you depend the air 24/7 nationwide, depend the air 24/7 in live video via YouTube. You them attack. You. So no come spin no narrative like Mark Golden attack, Gleaner, Observer, and RGR and CVM. So don't be like that. Don't be like that. You damn sprat.
It's a change of government now. I don't know what kind of state we're going to be because we have a corrupt government and a power-hungry government, and they're supported by the elite, and the media is bought out by them too. So it's not an easy road to trod the road that we are treading, comrades. It is not going to be easy to get them out because, you know, the news...
Learn your English language as a journalist. The man said the media. The man said the media houses. The man said the media.
The things that we put out don't get covered. Even today, there's a poll being run right now. I think it was paid for by some business people, a Don Anderson poll. The key metric in any poll is voter intention. Who do you intend to vote for? That's the key metric. Today they published it on a Saturday, which is the lowest sales of any newspaper day, when it shows that the PMP is 5% ahead.
Again, a number of falsehoods. The Gleaner, RGR, have been saying that the poll done by Don Anderson was commissioned by the group, the RGR Gleaner group. It was commissioned. Yeah. In their reporting of it, they say when the poll was done and who commissioned it, meaning who paying for it. And it clearly says the RGR Gleaner group. It was not commissioned by a group of businessmen.
People, yes, me I go rip up Clff USE now. Clff USE, you want go to English school again. You never pass English. You never pass English language. As a journalist, you're supposed to be a student of the English language. And right now, I going to take you to Webster Online. Listen the meaning. Listen to the meaning of the word commission. The word commission I mean being paid unless you are selling an item and you are going to get paid on each item. Is the only time that you get paid and use the word commission You get paid by commission. But as a media group, when you say it is commissioned by such and such media, listen the meaning. Listen the meaning. People, Clff USE is a dunce. Clff USE just go on like him bright. Him not bright. Listen. Listen.
Ascending or mission, to do or accomplish something. Commission. Noun. An official charge or authority to do something, often used of military officers. David received his commission after graduating from West Point. Commission. Noun. The thing to be done as agent for another. I have 3 commissions for the city. Commission. Noun. A body or group of people, officially tasked with carrying out a particular function.
That is.
Commission, the Electoral Commission, the Federal Communications Commission.
That is the context in which the word commission
by an agent or broker for
is
carrying out a
used. Clff USE. That is the word, the context in which the word commission is being used, not to be paid. So you can't say Gleaner and RGR get paid to put across the Dan Anderson pole. You're wrong there, sir. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Blatantly false.
You false.
What is Mr. Golding is losing it.
You
He's
are
in
lose
panic.
it.
He's in panic mode to be making these kinds of blatantly false statements. The man is under pressure. And part of the reason why he's under pressure, the same polls and done by Mr. Anderson, who is a pollster of choice of Mr. Golding and his party. Mr. Anderson is his pollster. And he's now misrepresenting basic facts. I agree with him on a couple of things. One of them is, I was surprised, I was stunned when I realized that the RJR Gleaner Group chose Saturday to publish the party standings. That's a fact. That's not usually done. The party standings are usually given pride of place on Sundays when your readership is at its largest. Not on a Saturday. And again, he's correct. Saturday, you have the least number of readers. So I was surprised.
That is a lie, Clff USE. That is a lie. That is a lie. On a Saturday, most people they home, especially big people. And when I mean big people, I mean people where come home and, can say, tomorrow I don't have to go work on a Sunday. That is the night when people sit up and read them paper going into Sunday morning. So publishing the news on a Saturday is good. So it's not nothing to hide. Nothing to hide. It's your feeling is of disingenuous and bad mind. Your bad mind. You is a very bad mind journalist. Your bad mind PMP. Your bad mind Mark Golding. Your bad mind the achievement and Mark Golding. You Clff USE. Pupa Lai too. That is your new name. Pupa Lai too.
When I saw the Gleaner publishing the party standings on Saturday, And I gather on page 3, below a story. And I must tell you, listeners, based on what I've been seeing from the Anderson numbers, I'm in a conspiratorial moment. I said, boy, this looks like the RJR Gleaner group don't have much confidence in these numbers. Why would you put the party standings on a Saturday, in the Saturday paper? Does it mean that they don't really have much confidence in the Anderson numbers? So on that score, Mr. Golding is correct. And I don't intend to go into the nitty-gritty of the Anderson numbers, save and except to say this. Mr. Golding said, the key metric in polling, especially political polling, is a party standing. That is correct as well. But there are also other metrics that you use to gauge public sentiments on a range of issues. And in this edition of the Anderson polls, the party standings saw Mr. Golding party, the PNP, having its lead almost cut in half over the period September last year to January this year. What does that tell you? And he didn't address this, he just made the point that we are leading nonetheless. What he didn't admit, right, and quite rightly, politically, he had already done enough damage to his supporters, morale. He had already undermined them, their morale and motivation. To have your lead chopped in half in 4 months, plus the fact that your negative approval rating is down. You're trailing the JLP, the PNP is trailing the JLP by 10 percentage points when people were asked, do you have a negative or a positive view of the PNP and JLP? 37% said they had a negative view of the JLP. 47% said the PNP. Which of the party you believe would do the better job of running the affairs, managing the affairs of the country? The JLP came out ahead. That was what, by 2 points? Yeah. Where Mr. Golding himself is concerned. Yeah. Which of the two party leaders you have a more favorable rating of on how they're doing in terms of opposition leader and prime minister?
Clff USE, you supposed to know politics and know say. You know say your party, right you now, from January, them a issue out a whole heap of thing, whole heap of goodies. And plus them a the Spark program. Them a give away 20,000 in a Christmas. Yes. Them did a give away 20,000 plus right behind it. Them have amnesty, water amnesty. Yes. So it was the 20,000 give back. Yes. And then the water amnesty. And then Sparks program. Wait now, Spark in the PNP era them a pure little sparks are going in the GLP constituency them. So you must expect say little sentiment are go there on the GLP side, and it are go inching up a little closer to the PMP. Yes. And plus budget no read yet, Clff USE, budget no read yet. Imagine when you start roll out the goodies. Yes, PMP know say the pint standing I got dwindle down after the budget debate. Maybe it come down to all 2%. But the fact is it say if PMP even have 1% lead pan the GLP, it is artful to go in an election. But we are tell you Andrew Holness, call it. And that we are preaching, no, call it. And that we are preaching, no, call it. Call it, Andrew, call it. And just that we are preaching now. Call it, Andrew, call it. Call it, Andrew, call it. Clff, you tell Andrew for call it. Clff, you tell Andrew for call it. How you him a wait pan for tell himself for call it. Call it.
And listen to this,
Call
because
it,
the Gleaner
Andrew.
buried this in its reporting, its mumbo-jumbo reporting. In September last year, Mr. Golding had a 33% rating. Yes, in September 24, 33% rated him as either good or very good, as against 28% for Holness, the Prime Minister. This year, Mr. Golding's good and very good rating fell, plummeted from 33% to 23%, while Holness's good or very good rating jumped from 28% to 33%. Yes.
Hear him now. Hear him.
That is why
Hear him
Marky G is under pressure.
the narrative
That is why he
for
panicked.
Holness. That's all you do.
He would have read those numbers.
That's all you do, Clff USE. Pure
The
narrative
PNP, as
for
I
Holness.
told the Blue Dot posters when we did our analysis 2 weeks ago,
Yes,
the PNP has
your
stalled.
analysis. Your blue dot.
The engine stopped running.
Your blue dot. Dirty,
It has to
dirty
find a way
pole.
now
Your dirty
to
pole.
restart the engine and remotivate its people. I'm going to play the rest of the clip after the break. It's been slow and cautious about sharing a comprehensive plan to address the major problems in the country. Why? Out of fear that their ideas may be stolen by the GLP.
We not do
They've
it
had their
yet.
conference, they've had the Spark program, they've had the Reserve Income Tax Credit, which is essentially a $20,000 grant to over 300,000 people. They've just been spending
We
money
not going
to
on
try and
idea,
get themselves
Clff
back
USE.
to where they were.
We
And
not
have been
going
a
on
bit cautious
idea.
in putting out our ideas because we have found on multiple occasions that they tend to be appropriated by the Labour Party. And they're so powerful in the media.
Everybody in Jamaica know that. When PMP put out them thing, Andrew Holness jump on it and give it a different name. Everybody know that. Everybody know that. Down to the baby in the bathtub know that. Down to the deaf person know. Say anytime PMP put out them idea, Andrew Holness stole it. Him say it. Him is the best baby father for idea. Him say it in a parliament. Tell him the idea and him will bring it to fruition. That is what him say. So why we must do it? Why we must give this dunce prime minister idea? Go, yeah, you surrounded by 49 finger fearing man and woman. Make them give idea. Make Clff USE give idea. Make Clff USE give your idea. Yes. Make Clff USE give your idea. Pupa Lila him name now. Clff USE real name now. Him new name is Pupa Lila too. Yes. Him behind Andrew Holness. telling one bag of lie per Mark Golding.
And their communications is so strong, it's very difficult for us to set the narrative to show that we were really the originators of that idea.
True.
And so we are trying to time our release so that we don't suffer from that.
Yes.
But in the meantime, we have held our own in the polls.
Yes.
And I think when we start to now reveal what we intend to do for the people,
yes.
we will see the growth.
Yes.
What level of political ineptitude?
Political sense.
That is grossly politically incompetent.
Political sense. We can't sell the idea. We can't go on our idea, you mad? We cannot give Clff USE and him government the idea, you mad? We not do it. As soon as the time come, we will tell the people them what we have in store. We not tell them no. We not telling them no. Because them a thief. Them thief all idea. All idea them thief. All idea. Yeah.
Mr. Golding, you have just admitted political ineptitude. Political ineptitude. Let me tell you what you have not done, why you're not influencing the narrative in the country.